All right, Mr. Baskoff, we can talk for as long as you'd like.
So, doing my research, I found she has three other uh, cases in Vermont. She's not returning back there for a reason. I was duped. She beat me so bad that the police had to take her to jail and she got domestic violence charged. I did not want them to charge her with anything. The state, she beat me so bad, the state took it and they prosecuted her. And I begged them for months and months and months and months and months. And in her defense, I begged them to not give her a DUI. I didn't think it was fair. This wasn't one of her episodes. This was just her being drunk. After that night, I said, I am not marrying you until you stop drinking because you are a nightmare. And this has been going on for years. I have 2019 videos of her beating me, 2020, 2021, 22. I have a shit ton of videos of her beating me. And I would not press charges. She took my life. And now she's messing with my kid. And that's highly dangerous. This is a person who doesn't know who she is. Her psychosis is real. It's not a joke. The reason that we broke up is because I found her drinking all of her parents' booze. That's why. I have the video of the day that she left. What was in my hand that she was going crazy about? That was my new job. Over $30,000, $35,000 I raised up to move her so she could be with her father. Last time she saw her father, 10 years ago, was not invited to our wedding. 80, no joke, 80 handles of empty vodka bottles. And she put every single one of them out at her graduation after. And her stepmother said, what are you going to do? He's an alcoholic. He's a drug addict. He lost his license to practice because he was writing himself scripts. I have video of him, plenty of him. He's got busted eyes. His wife beat him up. And he drank 6 bottles of wine with his heart falling out and pus in his chest. It was planned the entire time. I was a sucker. I fell for it. And then she thought she could just go, hey, go home. How? I tried to get that car picked up for 6 months and impounded to take this burden off of both of us. It wouldn't have gotten to this point. But she ran. She also hit and run, which we have the guy, we have all the paperwork. That happened in San Francisco. I was in the car, and I didn't know she was drinking then. She was gone twice that night. We were playing pinball. And I realized afterwards there was booze on her breath. I'm a chef. I've been a chef for 30 something years. I can pick out what she was drinking every time. And finally, when it was that handle of tequila in her father's garage that I looked at when we were sitting and having a conversation that was gone, that was it. She lied for me for 10 minutes that time and then broke down. And I was like, I can't do this. This is why we're having these weird fights, because you're drinking. And when she drinks, she's nuts. She's had to go away for 3 months. Are you aware of that? 3 months. The first time, 2019, 2020, it was scary. She was gone for an entire almost 2 weeks. She got fired a couple days after we got married because she stopped taking her medication and she went nuts. And that's when she pressured me into doing this car. I didn't want to do the car. She never had any credit or anything. We were building mine. So there's 9 credit cards that she took out. The bank knows I had to switch accounts because she kept reaching into my bank account. For years, she was doing this. I just paid the bill. I never looked. I paid the bill like an idiot. I know she's trying to protect her family's assets because she has nothing, but she will. And I knew that when she became 30, something might happen. And that's when Dad came in the picture. I had a bad relationship with my mother. I did therapy for years. Now she's hilarious to me. She's bipolar, same as her father. So it was my stupid idea to say, hey, why don't you call your father and get back with him? Maybe just give him another chance. I gave my mom a chance around this time in my life. So we spent a year talking to her father, and then he talked us into moving out there. It's been a year and a half since I seen my son. I have video of him. He told me everything about Rachel. She's ordered by the courts in 2 different states to not have any access to him, zero. It's not this simple cut and dry. No assets, no children. See you later. Like, no, she fucked me hard, and it hurt, and the pain doesn't matter. The money, yeah. When she took off with that car, my credit took 300 points. I was at 7 something. I'm down to like 4 something, maybe. Couldn't pay for anything. Didn't have anywhere to go. I'd never been in California in my life. I trusted my wife. And that's all I really have to say. She took 5 years of my life, put me through hell. The police are looking for her here. She's ordered shots on me in Brooklyn. This is 100% true. I was stabbed in Brooklyn. Everything fell into place. There's a woman called Alexa Bayer that she knows that lives where I'm at right now. Alexa has been picked up by the police because of her affiliation with Miss Jones. Miss Jones is not the person you think she is, and her mother will tell you that. She will get a look in her eye, and that look doesn't go away for a week or two, and she will not know who you are. It got to the point that I got so tired of her having to go through the hospitals that the last time she went nuts, I had a counselor at the house every single day and a cop. After 4 days, she came out of it and hated me. And the counselor said, what are you doing? This is your husband. This is the person you've been talking about who you love so much for 4 days. He's the one that saved you. Because she was riding around in multiple cars and scaring drivers and making up stories that they're making her go to the bank and withdraw money and all of these things. And they're all not lies. She believes it. It happens in her head. It just so happened that one of those police officers or one of those drivers was a retired trooper from Vermont. I have his statements. He was scared as hell. He thought she was going to get him arrested. She gave false. She stole my prescriptions, and I have a report on that. She stole everything. I mean, everything in that car the night before. I took out $1,000 loan and was buying stuff for my son. She kept everything in the car. The police know this. We had an arrangement. She was supposed to come by and give me my belongings back in front at the Capitola police station. She never showed. Twice we had it hooked up with the cops. She never showed. She stole my life. My record collection is worth untold amounts. There are records that do not exist in this world that I have. I have one copy of, and they're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and she has them. She has all my belongings. So it's not so cut and dry. I wish it were. I wish she would have picked up the phone and we could have talked about it. And we could have probably broken up and fine. I didn't want to be with her. She's a drunk and a mean, combative, violent as hell individual that I am afraid of. She's ordered hits on me. People have taken shots at me. It's not a joke. As soon as they find her, they're prosecuting her. I talk to the prosecutor once a week, or their team, whoever. I'm not pressing charges. The state is. They have all the evidence. And you mentioned in court that she has seen my son. First time we met in court, you swore up and down she had no contact with him. You are on the record saying that I was getting in the way of her seeing my son when the first time you were on the record saying she had no contact with him? Who's telling the truth? My 9-year-old boy is, that he didn't get to spend another birthday with. And this one thinks that she can be a part of his life. She's a detriment to herself, let alone everyone around her. I have all her paperwork from the first time she went in. I have all her paperwork from the last time. So now that that's out there in the open, why did you lie to me and tell me that she had no contact with my son?
Yeah, Miss Jones hasn't had any contact with your son that I'm aware of. But all that I really am.
You did. You
Oh,
said it on court record. I got it.
right. So what I need to do is get you guys divorced, and to do that, um, you need to participate in the process. And I'm wondering if there's anything I can do to help you, get the necessary paperwork done, stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, but listen, I am not a bad man. I never laid a hand, never once yelled at her. But I got 5 years of video, and she knows I never once took video of her when she was going crazy. And I hate calling it going crazy, but it's the only thing I can think of right now. I never once did. It was only when she was intoxicated and on drugs. She'd buy a bag of mushrooms in Santa Cruz. We had no money. She'd eat the entire bag of psychedelic mushrooms and be gone for 2 days inside that house. And I would just sit at the table and watch her, asking her not to. But
But
there's nothing I could ever
would it
do.
would it be helpful to you to send me these movies, or would you like to put the prosecutor from New York in touch with me? You're welcome to give him my phone number.
That's Vermont that she was arrested.
Oh,
She was
Vermont.
arrested in New York. Vermont, 3 places. I thought it was just that one night. No, there's 3 different counties
Well, so
or
the
states.
who's the you mentioned that you were talking to a prosecutor pretty regularly.
That's here.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know where
In
here
this
is. I
little
don't know
secret
where you
spot.
are.
I know I had to leave New York City because she ordered shots on me. And then she admitted it.
So yeah,
Police
I'm just
have like
saying
pieces of evidence.
if it would help you feel heard, I'd be happy to talk to the prosecutor. Do you have contact information for them?
I do, but I don't. This is the thing, okay? I, I never wanted any of this shit to happen. I love my wife. I loved her so much. And I knew who I married, Ruben. I knew who I married. I knew I was married to a sick person who was not going to get better, only worse. Every doctor told me. Every time we go in, I say they're going to strap you down. Please be nice. And every time, I mean, she literally drew a Star of David gleaming and threw it at them in the hospital and told them that was her name. There's 5 years of video, and none of it is when she's in a state. It's when she's being an abusive alcoholic, like her father. When she was 12 years old, her father raped her, slept in the bed with her. No one knows that. Her mom, the first time she had to go away, talked to me every single day. It was during COVID. Nobody went to go see anybody in that fucking hospital except for me. Every single day, twice a day, I was there, and I was on the phone the whole time I could. I loved Rachel Jones, and I made it so easy for her, knowing that she came from so much fucking money, and she just took my money. She says that I never worked. She did the taxes. Everything went through her. Look at the taxes. Look at 5 years. Who worked? Me. Always. Always. I never went without a job. Never. The only time I had unemployment was during COVID because I was a teacher. I taught children. I'm not a bad person. I'm a hurt person. I'm a man who misses his son, and I'm dying without seeing him. I talked to him on the 20th, and he told me everything. And I said, Jackie, are you okay? He couldn't answer. My son doesn't get. He loves his father. Let's just put it that way. He's been put through hell. You know who would find out where he lived? You know who would get into his head? Rachel. I never once asked my son where he lived. I come home, he'd be sitting on her lap. They're on Google Maps. He's showing her where he lives. I'm not supposed to know by law. The things that she would say about my ex, his mom, for years, those things will never leave his head. And there's so many people that have been around when she was intoxicated that were please like, put her to bed, put her to bed. I can't put her to bed. She has to do that. But can I get my kid away? Yeah. Many a night I had to leave with my son because she was going nuts and he never saw it. I hid him from every single thing. And also my son, I've never raised a hand. I've never raised my voice. I've never punished him. He's the most empathetic, sweetest, full of love child I've ever met in my life. And that's half me. You talk to my son, you ask him, has daddy ever raised his voice? No. Did I yell at Rachel in front of him? No. Did we argue in front of him? No. Did we bicker? Yeah. We bickered in the front seat. But that's it. We had a great life. But she's extremely unstable. Her medications are the heaviest you can get. Triazidone, risperidone. I know all her meds. And one thing I never did, Ruben, out of love and respect for her, is never count her medication. I trusted her after all these years of her not doing the right thing. I trusted that she would, always. So you look on 5 years and see who worked, who made money, and who spent the money. Because I came home to a room full of clothes that she said she couldn't wear. We have, I don't know, 40 bags of clothes in storage. And that's another lie. She never paid for the storage. Get out of here. Never. Never. I know the storage guy. I had some friends out there that I made. She made no friends, but they were around. There's a lot more to this than what you're being told. And I understand the Radikers have money, but I didn't know that until I married her. I knew they had millions, right? On her father's side. And I knew her mother was wealthy. But I had no idea until we were married that they were billionaires. And the way that they made their money, she always felt like she had blood on her hands. And that's how I found out everything, is when she would go into a psychosis. And then I found out about her grandfather. Because during Black Lives Matter, all of a sudden, Miss Jones is all about it. Knows nothing about politics. Knows nothing about the world. Not lying to you. She was so smart. Top of her class in high school. Top 10. Top 10 in college. How come when I met her, I did 10 times the artwork she did? She never sold anything. She never worked as an artist. She would get fired every job. I've never been fired in my life. And that's just the tip. That's just the surface of what you could see, of what people could see. She can't see it, Jesse. She can't see it. I took care of her. Her mother knows I took care of her. I've never erased a single conversation between Rachel and I. I have every single conversation from the day I met her mother. Every single conversation with her mother's best friend. I would have to lock myself into the car outside while she's screaming and losing her mind and hoping that the cops didn't get called. And I would call her mother, I would call my aunt, and I would also call her mother's best friend, who was an attorney. And we became close and helped me with my son. Rachel penned the agreement for Jack. She wrote the whole thing. You know why? Because I was at work every single day, Jesse. Every day. Because she wanted to move to Vermont. So I got a consulting, and then I got a private chef gig on a Saturday. Sunday, we took the train. Monday at 5 a.m., I started working. We lived in a hotel for 2 months until we could get a sublet, and then we got a home. I paid for all of that. I worked through all of that. I made all of that happen for her to get her away from bad things, bad people. People did not like her. Nobody. And then for her to admit people are shooting at me, she didn't know that. How would she know that? So it's the 83rd precinct in Brooklyn, if you like to find. That's where we live.
So, who would I contact at the 80? So at the 83rd precinct, who should I ask for?
Oh, Christ, they're the worst. I don't know. I mean, to believe, I really don't know. I don't want to tell you where I am right now. I had to leave because of that. Like,
I'm not trying to figure
I
out
had
where
to
you
just,
live. I'm trying to figure out. You're telling me a lot of information, and you want me to take you seriously. So I'm trying to figure out a way
I
to
mean, you
kind of.
need to take me seriously because it's all there. The pictures don't lie.
Okay.
And when the
Can you?
police saw this shit, they were like, "Holy fuck, are you kidding me?"
So do you
Two
want to
lady
forward
cops.
those? Would you like to forward those to me? You can just email them to me.
I don't trust lawyers. I don't trust any lawyer, especially for her. It's hard. I trusted her for 5 years. I can't. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I've lost my whole life, and now she's been meddling with my son for a year and some. That's not. He'll never forget this stuff. You understand? He's a child. He's a child who knew that that was his stepmother, and that she loved him, and he loved her. But sometimes he would look at me and go, "Dada, remember before Rachel when it was just us?" Because he would scare her sometimes. I left her with him, and I worked a full day. One time, I came home at 7:30. He was wearing his jammies, had not eaten, was running around like I'd never seen him like that. And I go, "Where's Rachel?" He's like upstairs working. I go upstairs, and she's pretending to work. This, there's no work happening. The computer screen was off, Jesse. That is the last time I ever left him alone with her. Ever. I could never work because I had him 6 weeks. She also penned that agreement. We would drive from Vermont to New York, 6 hours, 4 states, pick up my son because his mother is another piece of work and refuse to drop him off in Vermont. So you make that kid take 4 planes, 3 planes, whatever, because he lives in Idaho and there's no direct route. And then get in the car and drive for 6 damn hours to Vermont. And he did it all the time. And I would just look back at him and hold his little leg, and he would just smile back there. He never complained. Ever. Because he was with us and he loved us. She just fucked my life so hard. I tried to get that car impounded for months and months and months and months and months with Toyota, and she wouldn't give it up. And it's Vermont, and they're nice. They still take checks out there. They didn't put a fucking tracker in it. I wanted that car taken care of right away so we wouldn't be in this spot. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. All the money she ever had, she got from her family. They would send her money, and then they stopped. And her mother told her, if you have a child, I'm not going to be there because I'm sick of you and your son, or my son, both of them. I'm tired of it. I paid for your college in full, and you've done nothing. So, no, I'm 70, I'm retiring, and I'm going to live my life now. They were supposed to move to Vermont to be with us. They never did. That's why we came to California. I hate the West Coast. I hate California. I hate California. I hate California so goddamn much. And I did it for her, not for me. When was I going to benefit? Family. That's the only way I was going to benefit. It's the only reason I did it. I did it for family, Jesse. I didn't do it for my selfish reasons. I still have my fucking apartment. I'm not a degenerate. I don't have a problem with alcohol or drugs. Miss Jones does. And it's well documented because I took the abuse. She beat me in my sleep multiple times. I wake up with black eyes the next day because I'd be out cold. I have photographs of me on the end of the bed and her sleeping in her clothes after beating me. It didn't happen just once, it happened all the time, especially during COVID. She woke up and drank until she was nasty and mean and looked like a scary doll. Years, Jesse, years of this. And she doesn't want me to be able to sue her or to go for anything. She wasted 5 years of my life.
How much do you think that's worth? I mean, are you looking for money?
We are 35 grand in debt. She had me take out 10 credit cards. She took them out. She signed my name.
No, but what I'm trying to ask you is, you're saying that her family's very wealthy. Would you do you want to get money? Is it a money thing? Is there a price for the
I need
divorce?
compens. I do need compensation. I do, and I will. Uh, Even after this
How,
ends, I won't stop because I've been through hell. Nothing gets worse than this, right? I don't see my son. My ex hasn't followed anything since Rachel, and she thinks that's going to be good, right? No, it's not. Because right now I'm in Jersey with litigation with another lawyer, and she's looking at losing custody of my son. And if I can't gain custody, he goes to foster. And you know what? Rachel is the one that put her in that situation. The entire time I was with Rachel for 5 years, she hated Sarah. And she knew she was a liar. And she watched her do things. She was attacked by Sarah. And Rachel attacked Sarah. I never touched anybody. People literally had to call the police all the time because she was beating me. I would take it. And finally, that one last night, I couldn't take it. And I ran out of the car. And I sat in someone's fucking lawn. And then once I realized, I called the cops on my wife. I ran over and I said, take the keys out, take the keys out, take the keys out now, take the keys out now. They know where I am. They know where I am. I tried to get off the phone, but they found me. They found me. Let's go. Let's go. Just get out of the car. 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 I have all the video. She used my iPhone to break a Volvo windshield. That wasn't crazy. She was we were celebrating finally having a home. We signed a lease and we finally had a home after 6 months or something of not having a home. And she was drinking something called a hibiscus soda. I still remember. I thought it was a soda. No, you never knew with her. It could be 1, 3, 10. You never knew when that would trigger. She is a very sick person, and so is her father.
so, Brian, I'm not hearing anything that leads me to think that I can help you figure out how to get the divorce done. It sounds like you have other stuff on your mind. So, if it's okay with you, what I'd like to do is I'd like to get off the phone, and I would prefer that you only call my office from now on. Do you have that number?
See, you're a flip-flopper, Jesse. Go back on our
Okay.
conversation a couple minutes ago.
Well, we're
And
not
now,
really
now
getting
we're here.
anywhere, and I think it's probably
You're not
best.
getting what you want.
Well,
That's the
the
difference.
only thing that I
I
want
know.
is to do my job. My job is to get Rachel divorced, and I want to do that as kind of quickly and painlessly as possible. And so I don't want to,
Well,
I'm happy to
I mean,
take your phone call, but I'd like you to call the office in the future, not my cell phone. Okay.
I don't know what phone. Bottom line is, the police are
Well,
looking for her. She's going to jail. She's had me shot at. And I have her written testimony. The police have it.
okay. I
Talks
understand.
about pouring acid in my body, wishing me death. No wonder people took their shots. She says it all because she doesn't remember this shit. 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up and I was like, aha,
Mr.
that's what's going on.
Baskoff, Mr. Baskoff, I'm going to get off the phone, but I want to be sure that you understand that in the future, I want you to call my office phone number. Do you have a pen and paper? You can write it down.
I got the internet.
Okay. So the number is 831-316-7660. That's the only phone number I want you to use to call me. Okay.
Let's also make this, you recorded, I recorded. Let's also make this known. You called me.
I'm returning
I
your
never made this
message.
contact with you.
I'm returning your message. You left me a voicemail. Would you like to know the date and time that you left me a voicemail?
No, and also, you know what? You're lying about my signatures and all these things. I'm not there. I wasn't there.
You
I wasn't
left me
even
a
in the state.
voicemail on May 1st at 2:40 p.m. from 917 nine three
So you can get
zero
that right. So get me my signature
8415, asking for a
because you're
call back
lying.
at my earliest convenience. So I called you back.
I thought we could go somewhere. I thought we'd have some fucking come to Jesus kind of moment type shit where we'd fucking understand each other for once. But no, no. You're no different. You're no different. You're just like them. That's why they hired you. And you can go ahead and try to be this dog, be this wolf, be hard, do what you want to do. But when I got this little girl saying, come at me, why don't you come and kill me? She's suicidal. She's tried to commit suicide countless times. You're not messing with the right person. She's not right.
Again, Mr. Baskoff, there's the only thing I'd like to do right now is
Just
get off.
advise your client that she will be going to jail for a very long time because they are looking for her. And I'm not pressing charges here. They are because it happened here.
Okay. I understand that that's been a very common theme in, recently at the courthouse and in this phone conversation.
Yeah, when
So
you have people take shots at you, it's kind of scary. When you have people try to stab you and you walk yourself to the hospital, it's kind of scary. And then you have your wife admit to it.
right. So again, I would just like to get off the phone in a reasonable way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm letting you know that I would like for you to only contact my office line going forward. Okay.
So you're no help. I figured. Like I
Mm.
said, you want to be a wolf, be a wolf. It's not going to work out for anybody. It just isn't. There's too much video footage. There's 5 years of backed up everything.
All right.
You find one video of me
So
doing
let's
anything
let's
there.
go ahead and wrap this phone call up. I don't want to be in a position where I hang up on you. Um, I,
I understand, but your client is a bad person,
I, I, I get
and
it.
I'm afraid of her. My son is afraid of her. I
Understood.
am scared for my life.
I understand the words you're saying, sir. But I'm gonna go ahead and
Well, you
get
should
off the.
understand as a lawyer, it's a big deal.
I'm gonna go ahead and get off the phone now. All right. Thank you
Okay,
for your
I thought
time,
you do the
sir.
right thing for your client, but you're not going to do the right thing for her. Have a great day. Is any of this making sense to you? Or you've heard it all before?